Hello fellow cinephiles, Film Guru here. So I'm beginning to do another retrospective, this time focusing on Marilyn Monroe. So I'm not going to review all of her movies. I'm just going to pick particular ones I really enjoyed and she sort of did at a particular time in her life, and just go through those and review those. So today I'm going to review Niagara. This was directed by Henry Hathaway and starred Marilyn Monroe, Joseph Cotten, Jean Peters and a variety of others. The film really focuses on two married couples who visit Niagara Falls. There is Polly and Ray Cutter, who check into a holiday resort overlooking Niagara Falls. And while they're there, they meet their neighbours, George and Rose Loomis, played by Joseph Cotten and Marilyn Monroe. And what we learn is he's much older than her and seems to be a bit unstable. She's stunningly beautiful and appears to be having an affair. Then George Loomis is found dead, drowned, and things start to get complicated. This is a film I've been after for quite some time and wanted to see. It's one of her movies that is hard to find and get hold of, where her other stuff is a bit easier. And as you can see, I bought the Blu-ray pack and it has 8 of her movies in it, and I was able to see this and it looked fantastic. This is a very interesting film. I didn't know a lot going in, and it wasn't quite what I expected it to be, but I was glad it wasn't. I enjoyed it thoroughly because it was a bit different. Henry Hathaway is a solid director. He's mostly known for westerns, but this was something a bit different for him. It's sort of a noir in a way. I call it like a light noir. It's not as dark as the other noir films that were from that period or in that time, but it's definitely in that sort of realm. It's shot beautifully in Technicolor. It came out in 1953, and it was one of 3 films she did in the same year. Alongside doing this, she did Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and How to Marry a Millionaire, all in 1953. This is a film in a way that kind of put her on the map, I think. She was just mesmerizing to watch. She's sexy and beautiful and capable, and she's not quite what she seems. And she's a manipulative but highly intelligent. And you sort of slowly start to see her putting this plot together of murdering her husband, and you don't really see that coming. It sort of comes out of things that happen. And in a lot of ways, it felt like a film Hitchcock would have made. It had all the things that he usually has in it. The sort of murder mystery center plot. Really interesting, unique characters, colorful characters. The use of camera, the use of shooting sequences without any dialogue. Just sounds. It felt like a film that was perfect for Hitchcock, and Henry Hathaway sort of kind of shaped his own Hitchcockian film, and I really liked that. I thought that was really different. I didn't expect it to have a murder plot. I wanted to see it because Marilyn Monroe was in it, and it's a film they've always talked about. And it just blew me away that it had these sort of moments in it. All the acting here is brilliant. Joseph Cotten is fantastic here as a sort of unstable, angry, sort of crushed down man who loves Rose, his wife, but he knows that she can be manipulative and nasty and can shape things in a way that causes him frustration. And I like that sort of dynamic that he has with Marilyn Monroe in this film. Joseph Cotten's an actor that I've seen in a variety of things, but I've never seen him quite play a character like this. He's really known, he's worked with Hitchcock, Orson Welles, and he's worked with some really great directors and actors. And it's kind of interesting to see him play a character like this. It's sort of a man that's sort of broken and damaged, and his frustrations come out of feeling like a failure. And, he's married to this really beautiful woman, but she's sort of manipulative and she takes advantage of him, and she does the wrong thing a lot of times, which causes him a lot of anger and sadness. And he's just sort of a damaged man, and he's just so fantastic in this. There's a twist with him too, which I really liked, that I sort of picked, but I kind of liked that. And it's just interesting to see things unfold through his eyes, and the way they portray this particular character and the way Joseph Cotten plays him. Marilyn Monroe is just mesmerizing. She sucks you into the movie. She's such a manipulative character, a real femme fatale, but not in the traditional sense, because she's much more sweeter and manipulative than you would see a femme fatale who usually controls everything. In this film, her character can't control anything. She thinks she can, but she really can't. just the way they film her and the clothing she wears. I love all the clothing, and the red lipstick really pops with, you know, Technicolor. And there's a moment where she does where she sings along to a song, but everything she does serves a purpose. She knows exactly what she's doing and who she is, and how to manipulate people into her way of thinking and to take advantage of people. She's so great in it. And people always talk about how Marilyn Monroe was sort of a dumb blonde and wasn't a very good actress. I completely disagree. I think she was a very talented actress. I think the subtleness of what she's able to accomplish in her roles was really a skill to her. You know, how she thought about things. Take her role in this as Rose Loomis. The way she walks, the way she talks, the way she looks, the clothing she wears, it's all really well orchestrated and thought out. She's thought about everything in crafting this character and added so much to it. There's a scene where she wears this sort of pink tight dress where she comes out of her hotel room. The way she steps out of the room, she just leans against the door, watching these young people dancing and singing a music play. And in her hand, she has a record. And that record serves a big purpose in what transpires in that scene. But just her ability to just stand there and know where the camera is and how to express so much with just a look or a way she smiles or talks or moves is just extraordinary to watch, and she's a real powerhouse here. And you could see she would become a huge star from this film onwards. The only thing I would say about her character is this is dibbed as being one of her films. Yes, she's in it and she does play an important part in the film, but it's not all about her. She's not in every scene, she's not the main character, she's one of them, but the main focus is really the Cutlers and their interaction with the Loomises. But I just thought that was interesting how they've talked this film up as being her film, but she's not completely in every scene. And another performance here by an actress I hadn't really heard of before is by Jean Peters. She's fantastic here. She plays Polly Cutler. She's the one who sees everything going on and befriends the Loomises. And when things transpire, she knows information. She knows so much about what's going on. In a way, she's sort of the main focus of the film. She's sort of the main character. And she's the one we see the world through at times. And I thought she was fantastic here. I loved all of her outfits. I love the costume design here is fantastic for the 50s. She has this great skirt on with pockets, which I really love. And just the dresses and the jackets and everything she wears, two-tone shoes, is just fantastic. But her performance is fantastic here. She's an actress I really want to see more of. I was really impressed. I had to look her up because I didn't really know much about her, and at one stage she was married to Howard Hughes, and I thought that was kind of interesting for a long period of time. I just think she's great. She was fantastic to watch. Her performance is fantastic. She's kind of a captivating character as well. Not as mesmerizing, say, as Marilyn Monroe's character, Rose, but she does draw you in. There's a fascinating element to her, and her performance here is fantastic. There are elements, like I said, of Hitchcock. There are moments in regards to, you have this particular character whistles the tune and he has a two-tone shoes, and those shoes serve a purpose towards the end of the film, which I thought was really clever. It used matte paintings, like old school techniques, to craft interesting sequences. Like I said, it's a noir, but not a dark noir. It's a film that is light with a bit of darkness. Like, it feels like a studio film compared to the noir ones, which are much more grittier and darker and a bit more violent. This has violence in it, but it's sort of shown in a different way, or shown off camera. The film really has this cat and mouse thing between George and Rose Loomis. It's like they're trying to one-up each other. Like, she has this plot to kill him, things don't quite go according to plan, and then he's sort of trying to kill her, and it's sort of this back and forth. And it sort of goes into a dark period with that and what he actually does in the end. There's some great music in it. And in a lot of ways, it's like a tourist ad for Niagara Falls, because the cutters ultimately go onto the falls in the boat, and then they go on to this particular area, and we keep seeing it, and we keep having these beautiful shots of it. So Henry Hathaway is really using the backdrop and the background to entice people to see the film. And I really like that. I just think this is a really interesting film. It's not quite what you expect, but I love that about it. I didn't really even know the story. I'd only heard about it and seen clips of it, but I'd never really read into what the movie was about. And I was pleasantly surprised. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please hit subscribe down the bottom. Follow me on Facebook. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy the movies.